In this tutorial, we will walk you through the key features to the updated platform step by step, so you can take full control of your trading journey. For existing users, simply enter your username and password, then click Login to access your account. For new users, click Sign Up to create a trading account, fill in your details, agree to the terms and conditions, and look out for an email with your login credentials and a link to get started. Forgot your password? Click the Forgot Password tab. If your account is locked but you remember the password, click Unlock My Password. Enter your username and registered email address. Click Reset and you'll receive an email with new credentials and instructions to set a new password. Seeing no rows to show on your watch list? No worries. Click the plus script icon next to My Watch List. Then click on Select and tick the first white box to select all, or choose the specific securities you want to track. Hit Add and voila! Your watch list is back. Our platform's fresh and modern design is here to make navigation a breeze. Use the redesigned drop-down menu on the left for quick access to our portfolio valuation feature, stock holdings, market status, and more. With our enhanced Market Watch feature, tracking securities has never been easier. Buy, sell, or remove options with just a click and explore detailed trading statistics at your fingertips. You can make your trading experience truly unique by customizing your dashboard with personalized widgets. Here's how to do it. The Market Depth widget helps you to stay informed on market demand. To add it to your dashboard, simply click the plus symbol at the bottom right of your screen. The Order Status widget helps you to easily manage your trade. You can track, modify, or even cancel orders in real time. To access it, click the plus symbol, add the Sector Statistics widget, and you'll find the order status at the bottom right of your screen. You can also keep a close eye on your trade history with our detailed reports. Simply navigate to the sidebar, click Order Reports, and choose the time period you would like to review. If you consistently experience a logout error, try clearing your browsing history and logging in again. If the error persists, reach out to us at brokeragebd@ncbagroup.com and our team will assist you in resolving the issue. Congratulations! You are now ready to explore the world of online trading with NCBA. Whether you are placing your first trade or managing a seasoned portfolio, we've got you covered. Get started on the NCBA online trading platform today and trade with confidence. NCBA Investment Bank is regulated by the Capital Markets Authority. NCBA.
Good morning and welcome to the NCBA Investment Bank webinar. Today we are going to be talking about the Kenya Pipeline IPO, which I'm sure all of you have heard about. Let me take this moment to invite you to this webinar and also to introduce a team that is sitting in this webinar. This is the retail sales team from the investment bank, and we have research analysts in this discussion, so that we are able to give you a good walkthrough, which is going to be about how you can apply for the webinar, how you can access the systems to apply to the webinar, how to open an NCBA Investment Bank brokerage account, which also gives you access to a CDSC account. As we go along, of course, I will be asking you a few questions, so I hope we're going to have an interactive session where you can tell me and you can put your questions as we move on. We have a chat. In the chat, you can put your questions, ask us anything you'd like to know about, onboarding and getting access to the IPO, and we shall be happy to respond to you. In the panel, I have Michael Obaga, who will be taking us through how to apply for the IPO. I am also joined by Purity Miriti, who is going to be our moderator for the Q&A session after this. However, as we move along, please feel free to put your questions in the chat so that we can be able to be addressing those issues that you may want to raise. So I'm going to go straight into introducing NCBA Investment Bank. NCBA Investment Bank is a subsidiary of NCBA Group, and we are regulated by the Capital Markets Authority. NCBA Investment Bank has three distinct arms. One of them is called corporate finance or advisory, and under advisory, what they do is they advise corporate companies, government, and different entities on different financial structuring deals. They will be doing things like structuring an IPO like the one we are talking about. They would do things like being the lead advisor. Of course, not in this particular one. They would be doing bond issuances, private equity issuance, and very many different things that involve advisory, including balance sheet restructuring, etc. Then we have the wealth management arm. Our wealth management arm is where you're doing indirect investments, and that means that they run several managed funds, which include fixed income fund. We have a dollar fixed income fund. So we have shilling and dollar fixed income fund. We have an equity fund, which gives you access to equities, and that is the local equities. And we also have a dollar equities fund, which also now will invest in equities that are denominated in dollars, which means they're investing outside of our local markets. We have a special global fund. We have a special global equity fund. So there are several different funds that you can access to be able to invest your money. We also do pension. Personal pension plans. We also have an umbrella fund in which, if you have firms which don't have access to individual pension or to pension plans as the company, then you can come and we can be able to support you in setting up a pension plan for your employees. So we do have a wide range of products under the wealth management arm of NCBA Investment Bank, and for that reason, we have a fund manager license from the Retirement Benefits Authority, and we also have a collective investment schemes license from Capital Markets Authority, which also means we are a member of the Fund Managers Association. As an investment bank, we are also a member of Kenya Association of Stockbrokers and Investment Banks, which is the umbrella body that deals with issues to do with investment banking in Kenya. The third arm that we have at NCBA Investment Bank is brokerage, and that is where we are coming from in organizing this, because we are a placement agent for the Kenya Pipeline IPO, and therefore, if you're intending to access or to invest in the Kenya Pipeline IPO, then you would need to have a brokerage account or to have a CDC account, which you can only do through a brokerage firm. And NCBA Investment Bank's brokerage arm is where we are going to give you access to this IPO. So that's NCBA Investment Bank. My screen is not moving. All right, sorry. So at NCBA Investment Bank Brokerage, we offer you access to several different securities, and this includes shares. Of course, in this case, in the IPO, it is Kenya Pipeline offering their shares to the public in an initial public offer. Once these are issued, they then go onto the Nairobi Securities Exchange, which means that now the trading is between shareholders, and of course there'll be buying and selling on the main market. Corporate bonds, which are fixed income or bonds issued by companies, are also listed on the CDSC. Both shares and corporate bonds will sit on the CDSC and Nairobi Securities Exchange platforms, and these are also offered on our platform. Government bonds, which are offered by the government of Kenya, this you can trade through a system from central bank that is called DAO CSD. However, when you want to trade on the secondary market, then we come in as a stockbroker, because you need to have a stockbroker when you want to trade in government bonds and treasury bills on the secondary market. Of course, treasury bills being held to maturity most of the time. Then we have real estate investment trusts, which is just a way of pooling funds and that are managed by trustees, but this invest in real estate. And so that means that whatever returns, once they have taken care of all the overheads, whatever returns that they make after that from the rent, then will be distributed as dividends to investors. And then we have also derivatives, and these are securities that derive value from the underlying asset. They're generally used to hedge the risk. For example, you may have a position in a certain counter, or you feel that a certain counter on the Nairobi Securities Exchange is going to, say, decline in value, and you want to sell it short on the derivatives market. Or the opposite, maybe you think that it will increase in value and you want to buy it long. So basically, this is just a tool that gives you the ability to hedge certain risks that come with investing on the main market. Well, most of this, of course, you're free, and we will have our contacts on the chat, and also we will have our contacts on all the communications we're sending you, so that you can be able to inquire, and we can be able to support you to create an investment portfolio across the different products that we offer at NCBA Investment Bank Brokerage. Now, one of the key things that we have now is that we offer you the ability to view and trade on the market via the NCBA online and mobile trading platform. Now, we're currently working just on the online, and we will be releasing a mobile trading platform very soon. And on the online trading platform, it gives you the ability to trade. You are able to access shares in real time, to access the market in real time, see prices in real time, be able to compare different market statistics as during market hours. Market is open between 9:30 and 3 p.m. But another important thing is that this system also allows you to place off-market orders. So if, for example, you are not in Kenya, you're in a foreign country, and you want to trade, and maybe the hours you're awake are not the hours our market is open, it still gives you the ability to see the statistics of what happened during the market trading hours, and you can be able to use that to make a decision to, say, place an order. And once the market opens, your orders will be executed. It also helps you to see demand and supply, what transactions you've done, different statements, and also allows you to open an account, a trading account. Now, this is the most important and the part that we want to highlight the most today. This is the CDSC trading account opening. Now, the reason for this is because if you want to access the IPO, the Kenya Pipeline IPO, then you would need to have an account at CDSC, which is also linked to our brokerage account. Now, this brings me to a question, because if to a question that I would like you to answer on our chat. Just tell us, or on the poll that's going to appear on your screens, have you invested in shares? And if you have, maybe you can tell us one or two of the different shares you probably invested in. If you haven't invested in shares, then it would be important to to start by thinking about opening an investment account or a CDSC account. Now, the reason you need to open a CDSC account is because with a CDSC account, then you're able to access all the products I discussed earlier. You're also able to access our research function where we give you information on the market. We give you information on what is going on in the investment space that is supposed to help you make investment decisions and to make informed decisions. The other thing is that if you want to access the NCBA, the KPC IPO, then you would need to have a CDSC account. I can see here that about 43% of us have invested in shares in the past. Then some are just getting started, and then we have that's 26%, and then we have 31% of you who have not invested in shares. For those that have not and those getting started, the main thing is that you need to start by opening a CDSC account, which would be linked to your brokerage account. For those who have already invested, I have another question for you just to see if you have been involved in IPOs in the past. Maybe can you tell us which was the last IPO issued in Kenya? Let's see if you can remember. Some of us are probably too young to remember any IPOs. It's been a long time since we had any IPO done. And for those of you who can remember, during the Safaricom IPO, you needed to visit a stockbroker. Most of it was paper. It was the first time online account opening was done. However, people didn't have smartphones and access to a system, so we actually had to hire a room full of young computers and then hire a lot of young people, then probably university students, who are going to come and help you in opening the account. So most of you who did that may remember standing in long lines and waiting to sit at a desk with somebody so that you could open an account that is a CDSC account, which was manual. You had to fill paper forms, and then after you fill the paper forms, then they would go on to some portal that was being run by Citibank, I think. Yeah, I remember it was Citibank, and then they would have to now key in their details and apply for the number of shares that they wanted in Safaricom. Now, today we have changed that, and today what we are doing is we are able to give you access to the market and to the CDSC account without you having to step into any office, without you having to fill any papers. And this brings me to what we call our NCBA online platform. I'm sure you just saw a short clip about the online platform and what features it gives you, and I just mentioned those. But in this case, of course, if I was to log in, I would use the login and password to get into the system, which means I would be accessing the market. If I forget my password, I would use the forgot password or unlock my account features. And if I already have a CDSC account with NCBA Investment Bank, then you would need to use the sign up bit, which I'm pointing at down there. However, for those of you, the almost 60% who say they're just getting started or you do not have a CDSC account, this is where we have brought convenience to you through the online trading platform. And so you can now open a new trading account. So you begin by clicking there and you can see it says open a new trading account. So you are expected to provide your name. So I'm going to just create my own person for the sake of this process. And once you give your names as per your ID, note that these names should be the way they look in your ID. Give it a date of birth. This is probably the first time I can pretend to be a Gen Z. Probably say I was born in 2001, makes me feel very young. So once I have given the date of birth, I will then populate my email address. Note that I'm just using made up numbers. and then it will ask you for your national ID number. And so, and once I've done that, the last question that you need to answer is, do you already have a CDSC account with another central depository agent? This means with another stockbroker. So if you already have a CDSC account, then you'd need to say yes and key in the CDSC account number. Now, I know most of you who have your CDSC account number, it has several preceding zeros, and I think at the end of it, there's an LI. So if you're a local investor, it'll be 00000, and then it will have a number, and then there'll be LI/LI at the end. Now, for this purpose, you only need the number. So remove the preceding zeros, remove the /LI, and just put the number. If you don't have an existing CDSC account, and for this purpose, I will say no, then I can be able to continue to the next bit. So this bit is just the general information. And once I'm done with that, then I come and now I can choose what client am I. Now, please note that at this point, the only investors that can open a CDSC account on this platform are local individuals, foreign individuals, and East African individuals. We are working on allowing joint accounts and companies and junior accounts to be opened via this platform. But for now, we are working with East African individual, local individual, and foreign individual. For this case, I will use local individual, and then I need to put my my address. It's just self-populated because I've done this before. And then I'm going to also say what state or county I live in. And then one thing you need to note, and this is just to be careful, as long as there's this hyphen, so make sure you're not putting any special characters in your address or anywhere, otherwise it will reject that application. The green ones are not compulsory, but those that are in red, if you can see that box is red, it means that you need to fill them. Now, here comes the more important part, your payment details. Payment details are where you would like us, or you like your dividends to go, and then also where you would like to be paid in the event, say you sell your shares and you request us to pay you back. Now, for this case, I'm going to use M-Pesa. If you want to use bank, I would ask that you don't use check. I think it becomes very cumbersome, and we have noted a lot of issues with people who request to be paid in check purely because of our postal system. So bank details, you need to put your bank, your branch, and account number. I will use M-Pesa, in which case it populates the phone number that I had given it earlier. Now, this system also gives you ability to open your online trading account. So to open my online trading account, I will now give what username I would like to use. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll give it a password. Then I need to confirm the password. On the password, please don't start with a number. Start with an alphabet, and it does say there, start with an alphabet, and then it should contain at least one alphabet and numeric value. So, but at the beginning of the password, please don't use a number, always start with an alphabet. Now, once that is done, the bit for uploading your KYC comes next. Now, for this, you need to have saved your photo, a passport photo in image form. So whichever type of image format you want to use, let it be PNG or JPEG, whatever it is. And then for your signature, you also need to save your signature somewhere. So just sign on a piece of paper and then save it. And then you will need to upload your national ID, and that should be in. Remember, the signature should also be in image format, and then your national ID should be in PDF format. Ensure that your national ID, both pages, are saved in the same place. So your national ID should be in PDF format. Your KRA pin as well should be in PDF format. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a photo, and notice that there's different size requirements for this. So I'm going to quickly go and upload a photo. Just a moment, I need to go to my pictures. I'll just pick a photo. I hope it's the right size. Okay, there, photo is done. Then I'm going to go and upload the signature. Let's see, where's my signature? There. So then I'm going to go and look for my national ID. Um, my ID. So I'm going to look for ID. Sorry. Where's my ID? Just a moment. Let's saved it somewhere. Okay, there. Then I'm going to upload. Sorry. Where's the problem? So ID, and once you upload the ID, you're going to notice that it leaves you have a small X there that allows you to remove it and then upload another one if you like. And then I now come and put my PIN number, and then it will also allow me to upload my PIN. PIN, PIN, there. So now the pin is also uploaded. After you do that, you scroll down to the bottom of the terms and conditions. You can see those terms and conditions. Scroll to the bottom, and you're going to find a place where you can just accept the terms and conditions. And once you do that, you will be able to create an account. So if I click that, it will tell me that that account has been created successfully. Now, that is the process for creating or opening a CDSCA account. Once you do this, it will take about 2 hours, and after 2 hours, you will be able to now we will send you an email that tells you your account is now open, and then you can log in using the credentials that you gave us over here. You can see those credentials, and you can log in using those credentials. And once you log in with those credentials, you'll be able to see the platform and you'll be able to trade. Now, I hope that this is clear, and if you need our support, we have an email in our chat, and we have our contact so that you can talk to us, and if you have any challenges, we shall be able to support you. In the event that you make this application and your account opening application does not go through for whatever reason, maybe you uploaded the wrong, or you uploaded a picture that was not the right, of the right quality, or the signature is not visible, or the wrong document and the ID or PIN, we will also send you via email an alert which indicates that the account was not opened. On the reason for rejection was maybe was the problem with the photo, or what the problem could have caused this. I'm going to stop here because we also need to discuss how to actually apply for the IPO. And for this, I'm going to hand over to Michael Obaga. And as I leave, let me once again say thank you for joining us. I can see we have hundreds of participants. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. And we ask that take time to open an account, take time to contact us, talk to us, and we shall be happy to support you in this journey, in your investment journey. So handing over to Michael. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam, for this great presentation. I'm going to share my screen, my presentation from my end here. But as I do that, my task is going to be as simple as the application process itself. We fully know that this IPO has the easiest application process, assuming you're, making an application, from the comfort of your seat with internet, or you don't have access to internet, you want to just make an application from the phone. So both channels are available. But before I go into the steps you need to follow, it's important that we look into the details of this IPO. Of course, an IPO is an initial public offer, and this is the first time these shares are coming, are being brought to be sold to the market to individuals like you and myself. So you can be able to see that Kenya Pipeline is the issuer for this IPO. So the channels are two. You can either use the USSD, which is the easiest way to apply. The USSD application, of course, is only meant for individuals. So if you want to participate in this IPO as an individual, then you use the USSD option, and especially when the amount you're investing is less than 250,000 at a go. But it does allow for multiple applications. So you can buy 10,000, let's say you buy 1,000 shares, and then you want to add. So it allows for that topping up of more shares. You can be able to trade as many times as possible. And the USSD application is good for those people who don't have access to internet. So maybe you're seated somewhere, you don't need to, go to a laptop, you just want to use your phone, but you need to have funds in your M-Pesa so that you can be able to pay once you complete the application. So you also have the online application, which is more comprehensive for those who are transferring a lot of funds, or you intend to buy quite a number of shares in this IPO, or you want to use maybe a corporate or a joint account, CDS account, to participate in this IPO. So the information memorandum has been shared widely, and we'll be able to share. Basically, the information memorandum entails the details of this IPO and in-depth scope into the IPO and the company itself. You can be able to see that the total number of shares on offer are 11.8 billion shares. The offer price is 9 shillings per share. So, and the minimum application, it's 100 shares. So in case you want to go for the minimum, then it means you only need 900 shillings in your M-Pesa, and then you do the purchase. And the lead transaction advisor for this transaction is Faida Investment Bank. And of course, we have the receiving banks as COP, KCB, and Stanbic. So in terms of the timetable, someone is interested to know maybe when did this IPO start and when is it likely to close. So the IPO, the opening date for this IPO is the 19th of January, of course, this year. And the closing date should be next month, 19th of February that is next month. So it's 30 days, there's a 30-day window for the participation. So during this time, you need to make an application. And I plead with you, so you make an early application so that you can avoid the last-minute rush. I know Kenyans, usually last-minute people, but it's good you go early just to avoid the last-minute rush. We also have the announcement of results that will be on the 4th of March. The final payment date should be the 5th of March, 2026. Crediting of shares that will be done by the registrars. I think in this case, it's image registrars, will be done on the 6th of March. Now that entails crediting of shares into your individual or company CDS accounts. And then lastly, for the refund should be done on the 6th of March. Should we have an oversubscription, then you expect, if your bid was not successful, then you expect a refund, and that should be done on the 6th of March, 2026. So in terms of trading, now shares trading in the secondary market, now after the IPO, they should be trading starting 9th of March, 2026. So it means you can have a second shot to buy now, or even sell your shares in the secondary market now through your broker, NCBA Investment Bank. and you can now be able to trade on the online platform at the NSE. Now that will be the secondary trading commencement in 9th of March 2026. So the simple ways I highlighted were: one, the USSD application. Of course, USSD is the application that you're going to use with the help of your mobile phone. Remember, we don't have a manual application. The application for this IPO is 100% digital, so you can use the USSD application if you don't have access to internet, or for the convenience of time, or in case you're not going in buying a lot of shares, you can use the USSD application. So it has integrated with M-Pesa. So before starting the application, you need to have sufficient funds in your M-Pesa, so that at the tail end, you can be prompted to pay for the shares that you're buying. We also have the online portal that allows for a comprehensive application. You're applying as a joint, you're applying as a corporate. Therefore, this gives you access to this application. So remember, the minimum number of shares to participate is 100 shares. Remember, there are no fees attached. So if you're buying 100 shares, 9 shillings per share, then you need 900 shillings in your M-Pesa or in your account. So the step-by-step USSD application. So the USSD application channel is usually the easiest for individual investors, assuming you want to purchase shares worth 250,000, because 250,000 is the minimum you can be able to transact on M-Pesa at a go. So you need to have that amount in your M-Pesa. Of course, you can even have 900 shillings in case you want to buy the least number of shares, that is 100 shares. And then now you can follow the following prompts in your application. Now you dial *483 *816 hash. So that is the USSD code that you're going to dial on your phone, that will allow you now to access this first page, which will be your landing page for this IPO application on your mobile phone. So the options you'll have, of course, the first option should be reading the terms and conditions. Remember, you have to agree and be conversant to the terms of this IPO. So you should answer with 1, so that it sends you the terms and conditions on your message, so that you go through them, and then you come back to the application that now will allow you to go either option number 3, that you've read and understood the terms and conditions. Therefore, it will allow you now to move to the next page that is now selecting whether you are a new applicant, or you've already applied and now you want to add more shares, or maybe you want to make a payment, because the system also allows you to make an application and to pay later. So you first choose number 1 in case you are a new applicant, but I believe you must have a CDS account. Should you not have a CDS account, then it means now you go back to the process of opening a CDS account. At NCBA, we made it so easy for you to have a CDS account. You can either use the online application system in case you are opening this account as an individual, but in case you're doing a corporate account, there are a lot of documents to be uploaded, then it's good that you visit any of our branches countrywide so that you can submit the documentation for a corporate. But in case you are an individual, then you've gone online, you followed the process my colleague Samuel Gishoy has just explained, you've opened the account within the same day, and then now you have a CDS number, then now you can proceed to the application by understanding the terms and conditions, and then now moving in as a new applicant. So you can be able to see, you select option 1 if you're a new applicant, option 2 in case you've already applied for shares, you want to add more shares, option 3 in case you had already made an application but now you want to make payments, okay? And of course, option 4 will be used now after the IPO in case your bid has been now rejected, maybe following another subscription, now you need a refund, then you can still use the USSD application for that. Now, once you move on, assuming you're a new applicant, then you need to choose the first 3 characters of your broker. In this case, your broker is NCBA Investment Bank, right? So NCB should be the first 3 characters you need to enter, so that now it can give you the options. Now, in case you enter NCB, then you have 2 options that come that pop up on your screen. It's either NCBA Investment Bank B18, which is ourselves, your brokers, or it can be NCBA Bank Custody, because we also have a custody arm whereby you can as well open a CDS account through our custody, our custodian bank. So those options, assuming you're a client belonging to the NCBA Investment Bank, B18, so you choose accordingly, and therefore it will now prompt you to input your CDS number. That's why it's impossible for you to apply for this IPO without a CDS number. So you need to have a CDS number so that you enter the CDS number. Now, while entering the CDS number, you need to ignore the zeros that come before your CDS number. So you just enter the digits, and then once you enter, then it should now prompt you to input the category of your investor category. Now, we've categorized investors according to either you might be a local individual, so you choose one, which is LI. It can be a foreign individual in case you are a foreigner, but you have a CDS account with NCBA or locally. And then number 3, it can be an East African individual. Maybe you belong to one of these East African community member states, but you have an CDS account in Kenya or in NCBA, therefore you enter accordingly. And then now it will prompt you to input your ID number. Of course, the ID number you used while opening this CDS account. If it's your passport number, then you input that. If it's your ID, national ID, you input that. And then it takes you to the next page whereby you enter the number of shares you have to buy. You might be buying, of course, the minimum is 100 shares. You can buy either 100 shares, 101 shares, 10,000 shares, so forth. You enter the number of shares you want to purchase, and then it will prompt you to move, of course, to choose whether you are staff or not. So then you move on to confirming the details. Remember now, you wrote your name, you updated your ID, you keyed in your ID number, you chose your broker, it should be NCBA Investment Bank, your CDS number should come up, the number of shares you're applying should come up, and then it will give you an option now to move on to paying. So you should choose 1 or even 98 if you want to proceed now to the next page. So you choose 98 so that it gives you more option for payment. Now it will then give you an option to select the payment method. You'll say either M-Pesa, if you have funds ready in your M-Pesa, still you can be able to do the transfer via bank. So once, assuming you choose M-Pesa, then it gives you the option to pay to the receiving banks, either Corp Bank, KCB, or Stanbic. You can choose either and select accordingly. And then it, of course, it will prompt you now to enter your PIN, M-Pesa PIN, and then it will pay directly to the, this IPO. Now the funds will be deducted from your M-Pesa upon you keying in your M-Pesa PIN, and then you'll receive a message, of course, from the registrars, that is image registrars, confirming that indeed you've been able to successfully purchase shares in this IPO. So remember, you can be able to top up more shares. And should you want to add, it's only a matter of just dialing again, *83 *816#, and then you go with the option of adding more shares, and then you proceed with the prompts that will come after that. You can still make partial payments. Therefore, the option for USSD gives you all those. It's more flexible, and it makes it so easy for you to make this application. I've done it myself. I've done it for my clients. It won't take you more than 5 minutes to make this application. So kindly, if you have a CDS account, go for it. In case you don't have, kindly go for it as well in opening a CDS account with NCBA Investment Bank. So in case you want to apply as joint, or you still want to apply as an individual, or even you want to use your CDS, corporate CDS number to make this application, then you can use the link provided, and that will give you a more comprehensive application. So that will entail accepting the terms and conditions. You verify your CDS number, account, of course, and then you move on to complete the application. So this is what will appear on your screen. So you'll first, once you've clicked on that link, then it will lead you to this page to accept the terms and conditions. Of course, before you accept, you need to read the terms, understand them, and then you proceed to accepting these terms. And then it will give you an option to choose whether you are a new applicant, in case it's the first time you're making this application, or you resume a previous application, or in case you want to add more shares, then you should choose accordingly. And then you move to the next page now, whereby you're going to enter your agent. In this case, your agent should be your broker or your investment bank. In this case, NCBA Investment Bank. So you select accordingly. Now, NCBA Investment Bank is the NCBA subsidiary that deals with purchase and selling of shares. That is ourselves. Remember, there is also an option for NCBA custody in case you have an account that sits at NCBA custody. But I believe majority of us here have an account at NCBA Investment Bank B18. So you select accordingly, you enter your CDS number, your investor type, if it's an individual, should be local individual, foreigner, should be foreign individual, corporate, choose accordingly. And then you enter in your password in case, your passport number or ID number, and then your phone number, and then your email address. It's very important you have your email address and phone number, because that is where you're going to get communication from. Then you should accept and then submit, and then you should land on this page that allow you now to make your application. You can be able to see your application has already been given a serial number. So you enter your application, either as individual or corporate, should come up. Your name should appear, your postal address, you enter that as per the CDSC records. And then you should move on to, placing the number of shares you want to purchase. Of course, it will give you the amount. If it's 100 shares, then the amount should be 100 shillings. And then you proceed with, your banking details. It's a very crucial step, so that should we have an oversubscription, that is where your funds should be sent back to. And then it will allow you now to proceed with your email address and also, of course, the banking details. And then you should now get this confirmation message showing your name, your CDS number, the application, whether it's successful. Remember now, after that, then you should move into payment. Now, you can either pay via M-Pesa or you can pay via bank. Remember, you can opt to pay via M-Pesa because there'll be a pay bill for Coop Bank, KCB, and Stanbic. The pay bill will pop up with the account number to pay to. Of course, it has that serial number for this application. So don't fear that the money will be mixed up, so the money will be allocated accordingly. And then in case you're chosen to pay via RTGS, because there is a prompt previously that will allow you to choose how you want to pay, then it will also give you a serial number, and then you move the money via RTGS. And then should you want to pay via EFT, all those options will be available, and then it will generate for you the amount you're supposed to pay, and then you go to your bank to pay via RTGS or EFT accordingly. So remember now, for in the cases whereby you want to make a bank transfer, that is through RTGS or EFT, then you should pay to the number that the system has generated, and then the account number should be Privatization Authority, hyphen KPC IPO. So the beneficiary account name should be Privatization Authority hyphen KPC for Kenya Pipeline, IPO for initial public offer. Privatization Authority hyphen KPC IPO. That should be the account number, and then the account name, and then you enter the account number as per the system generates. And then you end up paying, and then you should receive a message either via email or even via text confirming that indeed the payment has been successful. So the system will auto-generate a 7-digit serial number, and then the account number format should be as follows. If it's cooperative bank, you'll get 59867, and then you input the unique or the 7-digit application serial number. In case it's KCB, it should be 40384, and then it will also be the serial number should be included, and then you can pay via M-Pesa if it's an M-Pesa application, and that's how it should appear. So in case we have an oversubscription, remember funds are going to be remitted back to your banking details as per the application, and then you should be able to get the money back. But we're hopeful that we'll have very good, all bids, especially through NCBA, will be accepted, and then you'll be able to apply successfully for this IPO. And that's it. I think I'm going to throw it back to Samuel Gishoi, maybe to touch on any Q&A as per the maybe the questions which have been asked in the chat box or even in the Q&A section. Kindly, in case you have any question, in case it's something which wasn't clear in the application process, feel free to reach out. Our contacts have been shared by our team on the chat box. Kindly reach out and then we can support you. Thank you, and over to you, Samuel.
Yes, I would like to introduce Purity Miriti. She's going to be moderating our Q&A session.
Thank you, Samuel and Michael, for such a great presentation. I want to ask some quick questions because of time. The first question I will ask, I will throw it to you, Samuel. Clients are asking, how long does it take to open the account? And how fast can one trade after opening an account with NCBA Investment? Please, Samuel.
Thank you for that question. We are now doing the account processing or the account opening online, as you saw in the demonstration. And for now, to open an account, once you have uploaded all the KYC, and if the KYC is uploaded as expected, then what you're going to be able to see is we will get your account opening application. Our team is going to look at the documents that you uploaded, your PIN, your ID, your passport photo, and your signature. We have to check the PIN and the ID with the different systems that we have been given to ensure that these are valid and up-to-date documents, which should take us a bit of time depending on the number of accounts that have been opened at that point in time. And so unlike the forms-based account opening process, which should take a TAT of around 2 days, we are able to ensure you have the trading account within a day. This can happen within hours, depending, of course, on the traffic that we have at any point in time. So within 2-3 hours, you can actually receive an email telling you the account is open and you can now trade. Now, note that once you have successfully opened, you can actually be able to log on to the online platform because you've created it instantly, but you will not be able to trade until we have a CDSC account to that account. Now, that's an important connection because we are acting as an agent of CDSC, and that's why there's a process between you opening an account. Internally, it happens immediately, but we have to do some checks so that we can send now that information to CDSC, who will then approve it. And that's why we have a time lag between the point in which you put in your details and upload the KYC and the time at which you actually get the CDSC account. So there's a bit of a time lag, but usually within the same day, you should be able to get the account. And as soon as the CDSC account is open, you can be able to fund it and trade. Thank you, Purity.
Thank you so much, Samuel. This other question, I'll combine it because it's a question that has been asked by so many people. Michael, please pick this question. People are asking, can I have a CDS account with many brokers? And again, they are asking, do they need to come to the bank for them to be able to trade with us? Michael, please pick that question up.
Thank you, Purity. Yes, you can have as many stockbrokers as possible. The regulation allows it. You can have different stockbrokers managing different portfolios. The only challenge is in case you have an existing broker elsewhere and you've opened a CDS account with NCBA, we won't be able to see your portfolio on the other side. So the impediment comes in, we cannot be able to see what you hold on the other side. So that's why we encourage you to move your portfolio and consolidate in NCBA so that you can be able to advise you accordingly. But again, it's doable. It's possible to have so many brokers at the same time. But remember, the CDS number will remain the same because you're using a primary document of identification, which is maybe your ID or passport. So you'll have the same CDS number. So in terms of account opening, you don't need to come to the branch. You can still open an account using the online link provided. And You can as well go and do it the manual way in case you have challenges on your end, technical challenges. But the fastest way to open a CDS account is by the use of the link that we just shared. Thank you. Sorry, Purity, I think you're on mute. Kindly unmute.
That we still have a lot of questions, but we are still available on brokerage@ncbagroup.com. And Samuel, there's a question that maybe you can finish with. People are asking why didn't NCBA? Someone is asking why didn't NCBA bid to be a placing agent? I think you can finish with that and keep bringing your questions through brokerage@ncba group and we'll answer them. That's the last question, and then we can finish the webinar. Yes, someone.
Well, stockbrokers are automatically placement agents, which means that you can, and that's the reason we are doing this, because you can apply through us so that you can be able to access the IPO. Maybe what you're talking about is that there are different transaction advisors. There's and among those is the sponsoring stockbroker, who is the stockbroker who will be leading the placement agents. And so we are a placement agent. We did bid. Unfortunately, we were not the ones that got that position of being the sponsoring stockbroker, but we are a placement agent, and therefore you can be able to access the IPO through us. And thank you for that question. And please go ahead and apply through us. And remember, once you open the CDSC account, I have pasted the link to our channel. We have a WhatsApp channel, and so if you want to access any research and any information to do with market trading that will help you to make an informed decision, then our channel is the place to go for such information. Thank you.
Thank you. I will still hand over to you, Samuel, to finish the meeting.
Thank you. And please, we have sent you another poll. Will you invest in the Kenya Pipeline IPO? We need to be there for you and to support you in this journey. And this is just part of a much bigger journey. One of the other things that we do is we support you in terms of risk profiling. And so the team that has been in the panel is available, and you can approach us through the brokerage BD@NCBA Group email, and we'll be able to reach out to you, and we'll be able to at least have discussions around structuring your portfolios. Maybe your portfolio is all over the place. How can you consolidate it? Maybe you want to gift shares to somebody. Sometimes we say gifting experiences is a great thing, so we can actually facilitate you to be able to transfer shares to a loved one or somebody. So we have several things that we can do to make your investment journey a great one. So please continue to engage us. We are really honored, and we are thankful to all the teams that made this possible. I can see that 58% of you have said they will invest in the KPC IPO. I can see there is another 10% that say no, and some of you say maybe. But I believe those that say maybe and no, we still have an opportunity to invest in several different investments in the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Today, we've seen East Africa Breweries Limited announce the results. For those of you holding Kenya Pipeline shares, the dividend payment is happening today, so you'll be smiling. And a good way of investment, just to give you a bit of advice, is to reinvest those dividends so that you start compounding your returns. So all this, and of course, our wealth management products are available. Please reach out and we'll be able to support you. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate you attending this webinar. Goodbye, and have a good day.
Kote nchini matumaini tujitahidi, tujivunie, tuendelee mbele, twende mbele, 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 tuendelee, twende mbele, 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 twende mbele, tuendelee, mbele, Kenya, twende mbele,
Kenya,
tuendelee.
twende mbele. NCBA, go for it.